This tutorial is for 5th grade, Module 6, Lesson 18. In this lesson, we're going to make symmetrical drawings on a coordinate plane. The first direction says to draw a line T that runs through points 0, 7 and 5, 7. So you can see I have already drawn that line. It is at 0, 7, which is this point, and 5, 7, which is this point. So the line runs through those 2 points, and I will label that as line T. The next direction says plot the points from table A on the grid in order and connect the points in order. So if I start with the first ordered pair, I would move over 1 unit and up 5 units and make a point. Then I will go to the next ordered pair. I will move over 2 units and up 3 and make another point. So I'm going to continue plotting each of these points on my coordinate plane. So I have all of my points plotted, and then the next step is to connect those points in order. And here my points are all connected. The next direction says to complete the symmetrical drawing. For each point in table A, record the corresponding point on the other side of the line of symmetry in table B. Here's what that means. I'm going to go back to my first point. The ordered pair for that point was 1, 5. You can see that this point is 2 units away from line T. Line T is my line of symmetry. That means I'm going to draw another point across the line of symmetry that is also 2 units away from the line. So if I start at my line of symmetry, move up 2 units, this point is the exact distance away from the line of symmetry as this point. So I would say that these points are symmetrical across this line. Now I need to write the ordered pair for this corresponding point. So if I look, I moved over 1, and this time I moved up 9. So the corresponding point has an x coordinate of 1 and a y coordinate of 9. Now if I move to my next point, the ordered pair here was 2, 3. This point is 4 units away from the line of symmetry. So I'm going to start at the line of symmetry and move up 4 units. That makes this point symmetrical with this point across this line of symmetry. The ordered pair for this point then would be 2, 11. So I'll mark that on my table. And let's do one more point. Let's look at 3, 5. So I go over 3, up 5. I'm looking at this point. It is 2 units away from the line of symmetry. So I'll start at my line of symmetry and move up 2 units. And I'll plot that point. Its ordered pair would be 3, 9. And I'll mark that on the table. I'm going to continue this process. I'll look at each point on my drawing, see how far from the line of symmetry it is, and then continue marking the corresponding points on the other side of the line of symmetry. And this is what the coordinate plane looks like after I draw all of the corresponding points. Now I will connect those points in order, just like I did below the line of symmetry. Having drawn those lines, I have now created a symmetrical drawing. If we were to fold this coordinate plane right along the line of symmetry, line T, each portion of the drawing would line up exactly with the drawing on the other side. And that's why line T is considered a line of symmetry. The next question says, compare the y coordinates in table A with those in table B, and what do you notice? So we're going to look at the second number in each of these ordered pairs. Now the key here is we want to pay attention to our original line of symmetry. So line T crosses the y-axis at point 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my y-coordinates and how they relate to the number 7. For example, the number 5 is 2 units away from 7. The number 9 is also 2 units away from the number 7. They're both 2 units away from 7. Moving to the next level, the number 3 is 4 units away from the number 7. The number 11 is also 4 units away from the number 7. And you can see this continues down the line. The number 5 is 2 units away from the number 7, and the number 9 is 2 units away from 7. Here, if I look at the number 1, 1 is 6 units away from 7. 13 is 6 units away from 7. Here, number 2 is 5 units away from 7. 12 is 5 units away from 7. And this continues all the way down the line. I can keep marking how far away from 7 each of the y coordinate points is. And that pattern continues all the way down the line. So there's a good pattern to notice when we have this symmetrical drawing across this line T that is the line of symmetry going through point 7 on the y-axis. And the next question says to compare the x-coordinates in table A with those in table B. What do you notice? Well, this one's a little bit more obvious. If I look at the x-coordinates on the corresponding points, the x-coordinates match each other. So in general, we can say that on our table, the x-coordinates are the same, the y-coordinates are the same distance away from the line of symmetry or from the number 7. The next problem says draw a line U that runs through 2, 6 and 8, 6. And you can see I have already done that. I have my line. It has gone through the points 2, 6 and 8, 6, and we'll label that line U. Now this will be my new line of symmetry. Question B says construct a figure with a total of 6 points all on the same side of line U. So I can just put in a random configuration of points, and I'm going to do it all below my line of symmetry. I'm just going to start putting some points on. I need 6 points altogether. So there's my points. Now I need to record the ordered pair for each of these points. So my first point was 3, 4. Then I have 5, 2. 6, 4. 7, 1. 9, 1. And 11, 3. So there are my ordered pairs for those points. So the next step I'll do is I will connect those points to make my drawing. And now I am going to use the same process I did on the previous problem. I'm going to make a symmetrical drawing by plotting corresponding points on the other side of my line of symmetry. If I start with this first point, it's 2 units away from the line of symmetry, so I'll move up 2 units from the line, make a point. Here, I'm 4 units away from the line of symmetry, so I'll just move up 4 units, make its corresponding point. The next point is 2 units away from the line, so here's my point, 2 units away. Drop down to the next one, that is 5 units away. I'll put that here, and drop down to my next point. It is also 5 units away. And then my final point is 3 units away. So those are all the corresponding points. Now all I need to do is connect them. And that helps me complete my symmetrical drawing across the line U, which is my line of symmetry. Now let's put the ordered pairs in for those points. So the first one would be 3, 8. And then I have 5, 10. The next point is 6, 8. The next point would be 7, 11. Next I would have 9 and 11. And my last point is 11, 9. Now let's see if our pattern holds true from the last table. Well, if I look, my x coordinates all match. And now let's look at the y coordinates. Well, this time my line of symmetry runs through point 6 on the y coordinate. So let's see how our numbers compare to 6. 4 is 2 away from 6. 8 is 2 away from 6. 2 is 4 away from 6. 10 is 4 away from 6. 4 is 2 away from 6. 8 is 2 away from 6. 1 is 5 units away from 6. 11 is 5 units away from 6. Same for the next one. And my final point, 3, is 3 units away from 6. 9 is 3 units away from 6. So that pattern holds true as well. And that proves that my picture is symmetrical.